Looks like he was traveling maybe back and forth here too. I'm not sure. So it makes sense knowing beavers. We've made our way down the gorge, where we saw how the power of moving water can cut through soil and rock.
We're over a mile from where we first started. It's taken our raindrop a couple of days, moving slowly but surely from where it first hit the ground at the top of our watershed to arrive here, where we stand now.
Earlier, we talked about how the Earth is constantly pushing up new material from underground.
While at the same time, it's being worn down from weathering through exposure to rain, wind, snow, and ice. Erosion from the flow of water under the force of gravity, and earthquakes, which break up the surface of the Earth.
We are now in the Salmon River estuary,
where our freshwater raindrop will mix with the salty waters from the Pacific Ocean for the first time.
Estuaries and their surrounding wetlands are bodies of water usually found where the river meets the sea. They're home to a unique variety of plant and animal communities that have adapted to what we call brackish water.
Now hold on there. Adaptation means a characteristic that helps a species survive and reproduce, but clarify brackish.
Brackish water is a mixture of fresh water draining from the land and salty water from the sea. Now might be a good time to explain your hint from our last learning circle. Do you remember anadromous?
Anadromous is the term that describes aquatic species born in freshwater that spend most of their lives in saltwater, then return to freshwater to spawn.
Do you realize how amazing that is? That would be like us being able to breathe oxygen for part of our lives and then suddenly breathing carbon dioxide.
And we are fortunate to have one of the most amazing anadromous species on Earth living right here. Salmon!
As fresh water drains from the land and mixes with the salty waters from the sea, they create one of the most fertile ecosystems on the planet.
This place is rich in nutrients necessary to support life, making it possible for an amazing variety of creatures to live here.
The estuary also provides migrating species, like birds and fish, a place to stop over, rest, and feed. The estuary also works like a nursery, providing a safe place for animals to create new life and thrive as they become adults.
Carbon dioxide is a key contributor to global climate change. As it rises into the atmosphere, it traps heat generated by the sun, like a big greenhouse, which prevents CO2 from escaping into space.
The plants and soil in an estuary ecosystem trap and hold carbon, keeping it from escaping into our atmosphere.
Plants use carbon dioxide as an important building block for life. When plants die, they contribute additional nutrients to the soil, which traps and holds even more carbon.
Plants in the estuary play key roles in keeping the ecosystem healthy. They help to control floodwaters by acting like huge sponges. They also function as big filtering systems to purify water, preventing sediment, pollutants, and excess nutrients from entering the water.
You probably think this is just a wet ditch, but it's actually called a sinuous waterway, and it's made by the action of ocean tides.
The word sinuous means having many curves, bends, or turns. As water moves in and out of these sinuous waterways with the tides, it transports creatures, circulates nutrients, and oxygen.
Here's an analogy for how tides work in the estuary. They function like our lungs as we breathe in and out. For us, it's in with the new air, out with the old air. For the estuary, it's in with the new water, out with the old water. See what I'm saying?
But while you and I take about 25,000 breaths a day, this estuary breathes in and out only twice a day. Every 6 hours an in-breath, then every 6 hours an out-breath.
For citizen scientists like us, estuaries offer rich learning opportunities, and they serve as living laboratories for others who study climate change, rising sea levels, water pollution, and erosion.
The Salmon River estuary is famous throughout the world as a place where scientists can study the life cycle of the salmon.
Remember that word adaptation? Here, scientists learn how salmon use estuaries as they move downriver, out to sea, and then back upriver to spawn.
Scientists have found that when young salmon enter an estuary, a change inside their bodies occurs from an adaptation developed over millions of years that allows them to breathe in saltwater.
Since this place is very rich in food, young salmon grow bigger and stronger before they go out to sea for the first time. This added strength increases their chances to return years later to the very place that they were born, to spawn and make the next generation.
Research has shown that many more salmon return from the ocean when they grow up in healthy estuaries.
So, what you're saying makes me think about what we can do to keep our estuaries clean and healthy.
We can all become stewards of watersheds because the effects of our actions upstream end up here in the estuary.
What we all do in our watersheds affects all of the other creatures that share it with us, including thousands of salmon.
Native American peoples of the Northwest refer to other creatures as our relations, like a member of their families.
This is the true meaning of environmental stewardship, to understand the importance of our relationship to watersheds and treat them the same as we would a member of our own families.
It's a two-way relationship. Ask not what your watershed can do for you, ask what you can do for your watershed. It's all a matter of balance. Here we are at Eagle Point, where bald eagles and red-tailed hawks hunt for their food.
We're near the main waterway that will carry our raindrop and its buddies the rest of their way back up to the sea.
There's a lot going on just up ahead. Just wait till you see where these sinuous waterways are leading us.
It's a whole new world.